New Britannia that we want you in the Britannian Mining Company.
This is Chris Spears, and you're watching NBNN.
NBNN would like to thank Bain Gaming for its voice service support on our TeamSpeak servers. And greetings everybody, this is Laz with NBNN. We're here today out in Esther Cove. We're about to watch 4-ball versus the Mutts play Gust Ball. Edward Newgate is our
He has one
judge
of my
today.
favorite Facebook pages.
I'll be back here, okay?
We have a little background noise there. Edward is going to go ahead and get us started in this game. Edward, whenever you're ready. If you want to give the folks the rules here in TeamSpeak as well, be my guest. Let's go ahead and get that fixed. And Edward asks if there's any questions as we get ready for today's Gust Ball game. And that's Winfield there, joining us in full armor. And our teams are getting prepared. Now the point of the game, of course, is to gust the ball into the opponent's goal. The referee, Edward, has all final say on the field. Anybody going out of bounds or the ball goes out of bounds, it'll be reset. This is a bigger design on the field today. A little different layout. And we'll see how this field treats the players. And we're getting ready to play some Gust Ball.
Doesn't look like.
I thought we were all ready.
Well, gives me the time to set up the timer.
Oh, there you go. I've got the scoreboard set. We got 4 ball in green versus the Mutts in red. Although Luca really looks a little sloppy out there. Luca, last minute addition to today's game. And it looks like we have Luca back.
Yeah, the goals might not work out, but
Well, we're going to find that out in this new field today. All right, Lucas says he's ready. Let's play some gust ball. Or be on the offensive. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Or B has a chance here. And the ball goes out of bounds. I believe we'll have a side kick here.
oh. I don't know which rule made last time.
I believe it's a side kick here, isn't it? It's out of bounds over there. But it's fully up to the referee as far as the rules go. And since you're the referee, it's a reset.
God damn it. I really need a script for that. It's really hard to tell who shoots the ball out, so
That is
a
true.
reset is fair.
Although they are nicely moving the ball about this field today. Oh, nice move.
Yeah, Gaspol really has improved over the months.
Yes, it's been really great to see this whole thing grow and what the players are doing with it. It's absolutely fantastic.
And we got way more dynamic into the gameplay than before.
Yeah, both teams really moving that ball around there. A lot of excellent ball handling. And ball goes out of bounds. So neither team scores yet. We have yet another reset. We take a look at the new field. We have a 15-second timeout on the field here. Everybody gets a focus boost. That was close. And we have a goal.
Goal!
And we have a goal for B. Striking first. Let's come right back on the attack. And they strike back. Or be on the offensive again. Doing an excellent job keeping the pressure on here. Ooh.
Goal!
And another goal for B. B now leads 2-0. As we get ready to start again. B's got the pressure on. Let's see if they can keep it up. And the ball rolls up and out of into the stands.
Greetings, Winfield.
I'm not a man. So it's not Probably will not be on much more today. We got about an hour and a half.
Go!
To finish up things, I want to help them bring in some more people. I'm going to focus on that, and fun doing the hangout and everything, and everything look like I may.
We have 3-1, right?
I have 2-1.
2-1, okay.
2-1.
So I'll see you guys later.
User disconnected from
2-1, 4B. Oh. Edward Newgate says foul. We will reset the ball. Warning for Syndria. Drea's getting herself in trouble here. And the judge sticks to his ruling. Or the ref, as it may be, line judge. Alrighty, we have a 1-minute break here. Edward knows how to move the game along. No nonsense type of judge here. And we're going to break away for just a moment.
Greetings, avatars. This is Duke Ezekiel Cooper with the Britannian Mining Company to let all of you know out in New Britannia that we want you in the Britannian Mining Company.
I see people out there cheering on for Bill. Cheering on the Mutts. Alrighty, and we're getting ready to start the second half here. Ball, moving that ball around. They're looking hungry. Back to center court. Shouts from the crowd. Send those mutts to the doghouse. And the ball bounces over a wall. We have a reset.
Goal!
And we have another goal. 4B, just racking them up. Three to 1, 4B. As we go at it one more time. Nice save by 4B. On the move. Can they score one more time? Ooh, Edwards calling a goal. I did not catch that. Edwards calling a goal.
Goal!
They'll have to consult the video later. Couple good shots, put it in the goal. Ooh, the mutt's clear. Go on the offensive. That looked like an out of bounds to me. And it's called out of bounds. And we get ready to do it one more time.
User joined your
Score
channel.
now 3-2 for V's favor. have another goal. 4B strikes again. Score now 4-2. 4B's favor.
Goal!
And another goal. It is now 4-3. Mutt's coming back. Let's have a chance. Come back and tie it up or win it here. Or be complaining. They didn't like that call. And that's another goal.
Goal!
Or B just kicking it back. Or B's not going down easy today. We have 5-3. 4-ball versus the Mutts. One minute left on the clock. Doesn't look good for the Mutts here. Ooh. And the Mutts do it. And they blow the ball out of bounds. And once more, the ball bounces over the wall. And we have a winner. 4-ball wins today's first match. And we congratulate 4-ball.
This is Amber Rain of Avatars Radio, and you're watching NBNN News, my favorite news station. Don't be a dick. Tune in and watch.
This is Dark Star, and I would tell you to listen to NBNN, but that wouldn't be very chaotic now, would it?
This is Duke Violation, and you are tuned in to NBNN News.
This is Laz with NBNN. We're here at the Gridiron tonight. We're about to get things started. We got quite a list of fighters tonight. Let's show you all what's going on here. We're here at the Gridiron tonight. We're about to get things started. Alright, let's get rid of that loop. Here's the bracket for starters tonight. Xavier Starfall goes ahead and fills us in. Oh, excuse me. And Xavier says they will be taking bets on all fights this evening. There will be a favorite and underdog for each match. Favorite will pay out 50%. And the underdog will pay out 200%. Okay, correction, 150% for the favorite. I don't see how anybody can lose on that kind of bets. Well, let's check in on that. So, am I reading that right?
Hey Xavier, did Reser? Need Resers? Go respec real quick. They want to jump up it, so they know.
Alrighty. And we're getting an updated book here on the history of the gridiron. The history of the gridiron gives us a complete list of everybody who's ever won and what their win-loss ratios are. And this is the latest version, up to date, as of last week, I believe. And while we're waiting for everybody to start, And we should be starting here any moment now.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Alrighty, and we're getting ready to bring on the first bout. And while we're waiting for the first bout to start, we're going to take a quick look around. We got quite a few people out here today. Of course, the BMC is well represented here at their event. Got quite a few PvPers out here, and we got a nice list on the roster tonight. We'll give you one more quick glimpse of that. Okay, and we have Saxon Diamandis and Rixus up first, entering the ring. And we're gonna get ready to fight. And we're waiting for the betting window to close. That's right, we are having bets here in the gridiron. You can come in and place your gold on your favorite fighter. Alright, betting window is closed, and here we go. And these two are duking it out from across the field using their majory skills. This is going to become a test of who's got more staying power. This is going to be a battle of the mages, it seems. Up, Saxon surprised us by going for a lunge. Takes Rixus by surprise here. And that's it. Saxon takes down Rixus in the first bout of the night. As we wait for the cleanup crew, we go to the brackets. Coming up next, we've got Gabriel Night Shadow versus Parallel. Parallel's hiding in the corner there. And oh, excuse me, folks. And we have Gabriel telling everybody to bet it all on Parallel. I don't know if he's being facetious or whether he doesn't have a good feeling about actually winning this fight himself. And here we go. Next bout. And I guess Gabriel Night Shadow was right. Put it all on Parallel. He wasn't too confident in his win there. Parallel wins easily here in this round. And our cleanup crew is a little slow today.
Hello there, I am Winfield, the governor of Pax Lair. I am on NBNN, the greatest network in New Britannia. Dragon speed to you all.
Hello, this is Star Long, aka Dark Star, the Master of Chaos, and you're watching NBNN.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz with NBNN. We're here today with Star Long, Executive Director, Shroud of the Star. Star, how you doing today? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, going to be an enjoyable trip, I hope. Got a lot of interesting questions from folks out there.
Aren't they all? Aren't they all interesting?
Yes, yes. It looks like we have a nice little crowd joining us here over in Vespers Cafe. For those who are watching, want to come for Vespers Cafe, make your way there. The Star, let's go get started straight away here. Of course, for most of the community out here, you need no introduction. Everybody knows who you are and your history in the gaming community, especially you and Richard together. Tell us a little bit about yourself, a little background. Do you have hobbies outside of the gaming world, as it is?
Yeah, barely.
What does Starlong do to relax when he gets out of a 16-hour day at the office?
What do I do to relax? Well, if I make it home in time for bedtime, read books to my daughter who just turned 5 with my wife, and then we cook together, and then we'll watch some good television, or I'll play some games. Like right now, I'm still playing a lot of Hearthstone, and playing, that's on my phone, and that's my mobile game right now of choice, my mobile crack. And then on PC, still playing Divinity, Original Sin, playing some of that. Play Shroud when I can, but I really try to spend free time playing other games so I can get design ideas and inspiration from those. And then, like on the weekends, going swimming with the family, and going to see movies. Getting a run in every now and then when I can. Mountain biking, traveling. Love to travel. We try to go out of the country once a year. Our last trip was to Lyon, where I had a friend, actually fellow game developer, Harvey Smith, and his wife Leah. Harvey Smith, he worked on Deus Ex and also on Dishonored. He's living in Lyon. They're living in Lyon right now, so we went to visit them, and then we went to Barcelona. And I guess that's a good rounding of it, and the general merriment with friends. And
contrary to popular belief, you do have a life outside of making.
I do. Although I play, like I was mentioning, I also play games outside of work. But yes, I do have an actual life, and that's actually one of the things that we, for a company culture, have been really supportive. And one is, just age. Like, I don't bounce back from, long strings of overtime days like I used to when I was a spry young thing.
Right.
So, we try to keep the overtime in check.
And you all have, a lot of you all have family things going on now, and children, and it's
exactly
a different world, of course.
So we have a good rhythm where, since we do these monthly releases, generally 3 weeks out of the month are, quote, normal hours, and then
1 week.
That 1 week is just insanity. That's like right. Basically pack, sleep, bag.
We get a lot of questions about what the office is like on release weekends,
Oh, that's actually it's funny. We have some traditions for that release week. So when we work late, we order food, and day one is pizza day.
Yes, I had a comment about that in YouTube. Go ahead, because we'll go ahead. Yeah, Monday is pizza day.
Monday is pizza day, and that used to be Pizza Hut because we were lazy, and Pizza Hut is literally next door, and we could just walk and pick it up. But then we quickly tired of Pizza Hut and the quality of their end, so now we go to we go a little bit further afield to a local place called Pint House, which is like actually local quality pizzas, and they also are a brew pub. So they have like a really wide selection of their own beers.
How to keep the staff fueled with their brew.
Exactly. And then Tuesday is fried chicken day from a local place called Lucy's Fried Chicken.
And that's where I got a comment from. This guys can't be too bad if they eat Lucy's Fried Chicken all the time. And you know, people out there were like, that's good. I like to hear that. And it's funny that you mention it. And there's another one also. On Wednesday, you do something else.
Wednesday is barbecue day, and we go to County Line barbecue, and a lot of that's nostalgic because we back at Origin and even NCSoft days, County Line was close to the Origin office, and then later close to the NCSoft office because those were both near each other. So that was our barbecue joint of choice, and it's not too far from our current office. So Wednesday is barbecue, and then Thursday, we sort of recycle the whole thing and we start over with.
Get rid of everything and put it all over again.
Yeah. So that's what, and then that's the fun part of getting yummy food. But then there's also the brutal of like, let's hope this build passes sanity tests so we can go home before midnight. And always, and there's always the hope, like when we get to that sort of sanity test around 9 or so, where we're like, oh man, this better pass, because if it doesn't pass, then we have to do another build, and builds take about 2 to 3 hours.
I was going to say, I know they take a long time to compile them, to get them fixed.
Yeah.
We've seen that in the past, and thankfully we haven't seen too many bad ones in the past, so that's a good thing as well.
Well, it's funny, for the last 2 releases, that cadence of how the releases are set up is, they're 4 weeks long or 5 weeks, depending if it's depending on where the calendar lies, but it's 4 to 5 weeks. Yeah, and so the last week is supposed to be lockdown. So the Thursday before the Thursday release, we lock down. That means you're only doing bug fixes and only polish. And we used to be really bad about that. Like we said we would do lockdown, and we even had a calendar. Everyone had it in their calendar, like today's lockdown. And in the morning during our stand-ups, we'd be like, today is lockdown. And then we would just keep cramming in new content, like up until the very last minute. And that would generate a lot of bugs. And so the last 2 releases and this one coming up, we're really holding the line, and lockdown means lockdown.
Real quick, any comments on the Great Capron incident?
The Great what?
The Great Capron incident with the capes.
Oh, where they were like flipping around and doing the diapers and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we upgraded
Was that one of those little, something that just couldn't get straightened out? I mean...
Well, so that one in particular was the value of getting you guys to test stuff for us, because that cloth simulation problem that was causing the what did you call it?
We call it. I coined the term capron because
capron. Yeah, the capron.
Or it was an apron, and people started passing, talking about it in the game. I see you got the latest capron on, and it just became a point of pleasure to poke fun at it, because we knew you guys were struggling with that one little minute detail.
Well, yeah, because it turned out like what happened to us was that particular issue would only show up in highly congested areas of the game with low frame rate, and for us, we don't deal with those when we're testing internally. We don't have the kind of performance issues we have in a live environment, so we never saw it. And then when we would try to reproduce it internally in the editor,
gotcha.
Like we couldn't do it because we were getting decent performance, and it wasn't until we connected the two and said, oh, it only shows up when the performance is bad, were we able to fix that.
Gotcha.
That took us a surprisingly long time to finally get that. So yeah, that was the capron.
But, yeah, it was just good fun to people got a good laugh out of it. Real quickly, I asked Chris the question. I'm going to ask you the question. What does the executive producer?
I wish I knew.
What is the executive producer's job?
Well, technically, my job is to, quote, run the project. So, I'm in charge of the schedule for the project and the allocation of resources and prioritizing what content we build, what order we build it in, trying to identify dependencies and task accordingly. So, So that's my official job. So what that means in practicality is I spend a lot of time in a program called Jira, and Jira is a tasking, basically a task tracking tool, task and bug tracking tool that basically what we do is inside that tool goes everything we ever want to make, all the features we want to implement, all the content we want to implement, plus any bugs that we find. And there are, tens of thousands of these issues in Jira, and it's my job to manage all of them. And so what I do on a pretty much a daily basis is deal with both the micro scale of that and the macro scale. And the micro scale is, okay, we've got a release coming up. Here's approximately how many tasks each person can handle of this certain size. Assign those to that person, prioritize them everywhere from blocker, which means like this person has to do this task before this other task can be complete, all the way down to a low priority issue, which means in general we won't get to it unless we're dealing with some downtime or something like that, or the person clears out everything else out of their queue.
Gotcha.
And so then what I have to and that's kind of on the micro scale for a release, and then I deal with the macro scale, which is those quarterly schedule updates that I put out, which is trying to look at that big picture and figure out what the best sequence of content is, both from a pure implementation standpoint, i.e. we need to do this thing before we can do this thing, but also looking at what the users are doing in the game and figuring out, oh, we should pull this feature in because it really helps with this activity that I see the users are doing, or is it related to fundraising, because we are a crowdfunded game, and so one of the things we have to be aware of and make sure we're paying attention to is how's our fundraising going, and are there things that help or hinder fundraising, etc. So I have to help I have to sort of look at that task order and priority in that framework as well, and then finally think about it like just from a general public perception, like what is the press going to think about it, what is the community going to think about, like what feature is going to improve that perception or challenge that perception, etc.
Gotcha. Okay, a lot of people want to know, what's the scoop on Darkstar? How does Darkstar fit into the lore, the history of Shrouded Avatar? Is he related to Lord Blackthorn? There's not enough known about a character. We know the person behind the character, but there's a lot of mystery and question. Can you fill us in as to what the relation, if any, there is between the two?
Well, so I can sort of divide my answer into an in-character answer and then the business reality. Actually, I can give my Earth answer and my Novia answer. So I'll start with
well, that would be fine as well. Yes.
So my Earth answer is the character of Blackthorn. So one thing that some people might not know is that the character of Blackthorn actually preceded me joining Origin. Yes, I joined Origin a long time ago, 25 years ago, with Ultima 7 Part 2, Serpent Isle. But Blackthorn obviously existed before that. And it wasn't until we started working on Ultima Online and we created this sort of divergent, alternate reality Ultima, that we came up with this different interpretation of the character of Blackthorn, where in the linear Ultimas, Blackthorn really was a bad guy. He was a minion of the Guardian, and it was pretty black and white that this guy was not a good person. When we decided to cast that character for Ultima Online, we made the decision that in true sort of Ultima fashion, where things aren't necessarily always black and white and there's a lot of gray, that it would be more interesting if Blackthorn was more of a frenemy than an actual enemy of Lord British, and that while they had contradictory philosophies about how people should lead their lives, how they should pursue their passions, etc., that they weren't necessarily outright enemies or on the, quote, opposite side of anything. It really was more about the fact that Lord British felt like there should be one reality, and that this divergence of Ultima into another reality needed to be healed, and that there should be one reality because that's what, you know, the cosmos was supposed to be like. Whereas Blackthorn believed strongly that absolutely not, like all of these realities had just as much reason to exist as any other reality, which is part of the idea of chaos, of that, you know, it's not necessarily about good and evil, it's about the having limitless possibilities, and that no certain direction or no rule is certainly the right way to do things, although you know, but it's separate from morality. That's one thing that's often confusing for people about chaos. Chaos is not necessarily about ethics and morality. It's more about, you know, your freedom to choose whether you want to be ethical or moral, versus being instructed or forced to be ethical or moral. And it's more about, you know, chaos is more about self-reliance. Chaos is more about people should do what they feel is the thing that they should do, and it can be influenced about whether they want to serve other people or not, or whether they want to hurt other people or not. But it's not about chaos being evil at all. And I think that's, and I know I'm sort of jumping to a next question.
No. Yeah, well,
yeah.
Again, you know what the next question coming up is,
yeah.
But is that was just the Earth answer. Now, what is the...
oh, yeah, so I sort of strayed, actually. I strayed heavily into the
yes, you did.
Answer. So back to the Earth answer. So, but Blackthorn, when Electronic Arts acquired